Russian drones crossed into Polish airspace in the middle of the night, triggering panic in Warsaw and an immediate red alert within NATO. For the first time since the alliance was created, one of its members has been directly struck by enemy action on its own territory. Air raid sirens echoed across several towns in eastern Poland, and residents, woken in shock, rushed to underground shelters. Fear grew when one of the drones crashed into the roof of a house, fortunately without causing casualties. On the ground, Polish forces quickly secured the area, while the wreckage of the aircraft is now being examined to determine its exact origin and mission. The military response was immediate. Squadrons of F-16 and F-35s took off from NATO air bases, intercepting several of these drones and confirming that the threat was real. Videos shared on social media show bright flashes in the Polish night sky as the fighter jets shot the drones down. Military officials described the moment as critical, since each aircraft represented a direct danger to civilians. This attack comes at a particularly explosive moment. Less than a month ago, Donald Trump met with Vladimir Putin in Alaska, a summit that raised serious questions about the future of U.S.-Russian relations. Today, it is Europe that finds itself in the eye of the storm. On his Truth Social platform, Trump reacted with a brief but loaded statement. What is Russia doing violating Polish airspace with drones? Here we go, a phrase suggesting that the confrontation between Russia and NATO may now be entering a decisive stage. NATO, for its part, reminded the world that Article 5 of its founding treaty still stands. Any attack on one ally is considered an attack on all. While Poland has not yet formally requested the activation of this clause, the declaration alone was enough to increase pressure on Moscow and underline that the fragile balance of peace in Europe could collapse at any moment. In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky reacted immediately, declaring that this new development proves Vladimir Putin does not want peace. According to him, Russia is playing an extremely dangerous game, not only against Ukraine but against Europe and the United States as well. For Zelensky, every drone sent beyond Ukraine's borders is a provocation that could spark an uncontrollable escalation. Subscribe now to follow live updates on this historic crisis and understand, minute by minute, how it is reshaping the future of Europe and the world. Because this truly is a turning point. Not since the end of World War II has Europe faced such a direct threat on its own soil. Images of Polish families sheltering underground revive dark memories of a continent once devastated by war. This time, however, the danger extends far beyond one country. The entire NATO alliance is at stake. The world's eyes now turn to Washington, Berlin, and Paris, as leaders must decide how to respond. Should they reinforce air patrols, deploy more troops to the eastern flank, or go further still and threaten Moscow with direct retaliation? Russia, for now, remains silent. No official statement has acknowledged or claimed responsibility for these incursions. But Western intelligence services describe them as a calculated provocation, a deliberate move to test NATO's readiness. If that is the case, the message from Moscow is clear. Russia wants to show it can strike at the heart of Europe without warning. This Russian incursion has therefore drawn a line that cannot be ignored. Poland, a close ally of the United States, now finds itself on the front line. Its leaders have vowed not to yield to fear and to defend every square meter of their territory. But the questions linger. How far is Putin willing to go? And is NATO truly ready to respond with force if the situation escalates further? The entire world is watching, holding its breath at every official statement, at every troop movement. One thing is certain, what happened in Poland is not an isolated incident. It is the signal of a major escalation. And this escalation could, at any moment, set Europe ablaze. To make sure you don't miss any of the next developments and to stay informed in real time about this unprecedented crisis, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. The danger is real, and history is being written before our eyes.